for the land. The brain that fixed the ring. You know the watch span. So buckle down, plug right in. Across its way under your skin. Just got bound from the things they spout. And it won't make you shout. Give me that good news. Because I'm tired of the same old shit.
All right. Good morning, everybody. It's time for the double G and a J. Double G and a J this morning. Double G and a J. Because we got the Grounds, Giles, and Jones. How'd that sound?
I don't know, but that G sounds like a J.
I think Galt took a run. He ran for the hills.
I'm sitting over here in the producer's booth, and I'm incredibly grateful to the J and the G for letting me do this.
It sounds so weird, the J and the G.
Sounds like something
But
from
Comes along with
Fantasy
the
Factory.
Fantasy Factory.
Well, and speaking of Fantasy Factory, you can visit the Fantasy Factory at fantasyfactorymchenryil.com. Give them a call, 815-385-7399. Fantasy Factory is a romantic boutique located in McHenry, Illinois. Family owned and operated, they are dedicated to catering to all of your intimate needs. We like to think of what we do at Fantasy Factory as relationship enhancement for all walks of life. Whatever your pleasure, the Fantasy Factory can assist you in bringing your fantasies to reality. Located at 818 Front Street, McHenry, Illinois, 60050. Find out more at fantasyfactorymchenryil.com or just give a call, 815-385-7399, and they'll help you break into your fantasy right here on the grounds.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to go to sleep after that. He kind of lulled me to sleep and made me feel really romantic.
Hey, it's right across from the public library, or just a couple shops down from where the old roller rink used to stand.
Where the smoldering mess this morning. What a disaster!
See
Holy
the smoke and the smolder. Go down 2 doors, and there you are.
Yeah, I was going to go by that this morning, but
I
like
did.
usual, I was running a little bit slow.
Yeah.
My wife and my son went there last night at, I don't know, it was like 10:30 or something. I don't know. We were up having a strategy meeting for the businesses and all the upcoming events that we got this year. And all of a sudden my wife's like, "Oh my God, the roller rink's on fire." I'm like, "What?"
Hey, Steph. Good morning, Gary.
Like,
how are you? And Scott is back.
Yeah. Hey, Scott is back. Yeah.
He got lost in the mountains there. We dug him out.
I don't think they're really considered the mountains, though.
The backwoods. Huh?
The backwoods of Illinois, which I didn't know that they were so beautiful there. I mean, we were literally right on.
I thought you were like in the mountains somewhere.
Well, we were it's called Vienna, Illinois, which is right on the border of Illinois and Kentucky, right there by Paducah.
Yeah. It's good.
It's not something I would, if I sent the picture back or somebody sent me that picture, I wouldn't have thought I was in Illinois either.
Yeah, a lot of folks go deer hunting there. It's good deer hunting.
The place we actually stayed was called Sampson's Whitetail Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 800-acre hunting extravaganza.
Yeah.
You know, go in, pay the guy $5,000, and you're guaranteed to catch something huge, and they mount it, and pretty crazy.
On the wall. That's
right. Yeah, they don't mount it. Yeah, this is brought to you by Fantasy Factory.
Fantasy Factory.
I guess anything goes these days. You can mount it if you're that weird.
That's on Tuesdays.
Yeah, that's on Tuesdays.
Deer mounting. Anything goes on Tuesdays. Brought to you by the Fantasy Factory.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, yeah. We just wanted to make sure, but it's good, right? Got to see Zach walk and graduate. It's got to be a proud moment, huh?
Don't make me cry.
Come on.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Incredibly cool.
Yeah, it was absolutely awesome. We had we were lucky, very lucky that we got to actually have a celebration.
Yeah.
You know, they called it a celebration. They did it in a virtual graduation, which was horse-pucky. I mean, pictures and talks and,
dumb.
You know, it was. But, you know, it had to do, you got to do what you got to do. But they did an in-person celebration, which was amazing. Yeah. So I cannot, you know, thank them enough for that because my entire family was there. My parents came down for the day. My brother came down for the day. You know,
Iowa never had the COVID anyway. That's been a free country.
It's been a free country, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So now I have one more kid out in the world. You know, I'm going to go make his mark.
That's fun. Now he graduated with with a bachelor's.
Yeah.
In,
I mean, well, it comes out of the business school, but it's called enterprise leadership.
Yeah.
So anything goes, really. I mean, they taught him how to be his own business owner.
Yeah.
Run his basically run everything, market, advertise, accounting, hire, fire. Bitch at his dad. That type of stuff.
I got my daughter's boyfriend wants to go into business. I told him about that, so I think he's going to take a couple years at MCC and then go to the University of Iowa for that. Yeah.
It's one of the few colleges that actually have that program. I mean, it's a great idea because some of the kids, most kids don't really know what they want to do.
Right.
So it's a well-rounded program. Anybody and everybody can hire you.
Yeah. I'm curious as to what Eli wants to do. He's graduating preschool today at 10 a.m. Steph says her parents flew in last night.
Nice. And man, are their arms tired.
Wow. They get the cap and gown.
That's right.
But I'll tell you what, that's a humbling experience.
I got kicked out of preschool.
I probably did too.
I got kicked out of kindergarten. I took preschool an extra year.
Did you?
So I went back.
Oh, you went back?
Yeah. I got out, and then I went back because after about the first 15 minutes of me jumping and bopping off the walls in kindergarten when I was 5, they called my mom. We lived in a small farm town in Michigan, and they called my mom and go, "Yeah, we don't think he's quite ready for this."
There's something not quite right with your kid.
Go figure. Right? Yeah. And so I actually got kicked out of kindergarten.
You're a troublemaker when kindergarten. When you're getting kicked out of kindergarten, there's an issue coming up.
And that started the educational journey of
Kent Jones' journey.
I started a riot in preschool.
So Gary says enterprise leadership, the next Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? He is going to be the captain of some industry. Let me tell you. He's got it together.
Oh, he does. He's a sharp kid.
I actually told him he's got to come in and actually do the podcast with us, a couple times. Yeah, share with all the kids and kids that'd
be cool.
So it was just you and he. It was just you and he out in the woods then.
No, it was the whole family.
The whole family.
I took everybody out. Yep. I actually took my niece with us, so she was out there, and then my parents or my wife's parents met us. They live out in Arkansas.
And the grandbaby, everything.
The grandbaby, everybody. Yeah. Wow. It was just was it 5 days, 4.5 days of trying to relax.
Sure.
But
there's a lot of people.
Our vacations are always go.
Yeah.
Go to see something. And we did a lot of hiking. We saw some really cool stuff. There was a place there called Jackson Falls, which we kind of stumbled on, which was like one of those places out in the middle of nowhere.
That's why Jackson fell.
Yeah, that's right. Jackson fell. But it was great. We were just out there walking, doing the trails, and then they had the falls. And so we hiked all the way down to the bottom of the falls. And here I see this big, huge section of water underneath the falls. And, my kid jumped into me and I said, "I'm in." I just dropped my shorts and jumped right in front of probably 20, 30 people.
Naked?
No, not naked. I tried, but my wife said, "Don't do that." So I went in my underwear.
Had your underbritches on?
Underbritches. My son followed me. I convinced two ladies to jump in with us. She's like, "I don't have anything." I'm like, "You're wearing bra and underwear, right?" "Yeah." So you ever wear a bikini? "Yeah." What's the difference?
Right. Same thing.
Right in. It was great. It was just a good, relaxing day for that one.
Yeah.
Down there. But yeah, so it was good. We had some quality time. Cabin was a little smaller than I was hoping, but we enjoyed it.
Yeah. Tucked in. Now, do you guys play cards or anything?
We didn't play one game.
Nothing, huh?
No. I brought games.
Yeah.
We did some talking. We did some campfiring.
Yeah.
Sit out there and sing. And I got some pictures of me and the grandbaby out there, singing and enjoying ourselves, which is great. You don't get to do that very often with the whole family singing. Although my wife petered out a little early on us. She's tired.
Yeah. Of course, everybody's vaccinated.
Oh, so this show has been brought to you by
the Fantasy Factory.
Yeah, the Fantasy Factory.
If your fantasy is to be vaccinated, don't go there.
Yeah, don't go there.
Yeah, no.
Unless you want to really get a lot of listeners pissed off. So, yeah.
No, it's good.
Yeah, but it was a good time. I'm happy to be back.
Yeah.
Now the real.
Yeah, well, we missed your email saying that you weren't going to be here.
What's funny is I
forgot.
Right? I did tell you.
He told me. I forgot. He told me. I completely
kidding me.
Forgot.
Oh my God, we thought you were dead on the side of the road. Everybody, look, it's like good to see you. Good back. Everybody, Oh, and you knew the whole time. Pete.
I had to go decompress, guys, because you give me so much love.
I knew at one point in time. I didn't know at that time. It had left my head completely. I was truly.
I know.
Concerned.
I got your message. I didn't get the email.
I was truly worried about you.
We were. I was like, I don't know what happened to him. You know, is he okay?
Oh, then I did talk to you, and of course, then I never let anybody else know.
Right.
See, so Kent's like, Sunday.
What happened to Scott?
So like Sunday afternoon, I'm like, you ever connect with Scott?
It's like, where's Scott? Where's Scott at? Well, your message came through, but
it's funny. Of course, you and the family were probably, of course, listening, tuned in to 21.6 that the entire weekend.
No, I tried to throw my phone out. That was one of my prerequisites.
You can still get us on the interweb on a computer.
I don't want when I go away. I want to go away.
Gosh. Yeah, I
want to forget.
And by the way, all of you who are out there, again, there's the link if you'd like to join the show. Just copy and paste that, follow the instructions, close out your YouTube channel where you're listening, and join us.
Any aha moments? I mean, you're out there in nature. Anything, just some clarity come to you? What happened? Anything?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, just realize that, hey, life's moving on. You can't slow it down. Kids are on their way.
Yeah. Now, are you the type of family that still has a lot of your kid pictures? Like, you see, like
around the house?
Yeah, yeah.
No, when we moved a couple years ago from, where we raised the kids, one of the suggestions they say when you start to become empty nesters is kind of, make it your new home, if you will.
Yeah.
But no, I've got just I try to keep a lot of current stuff. I remember the past, I enjoy the past, but I'm also trying to look to the future with everything. Yeah.
So outside of our master bedroom, so our master bedroom is a time capsule. We've got pictures of the kids as babies and
in your master bedroom.
Yeah. And I mean, it's beautiful. My wife is a great decorator and whatnot. But then there's times like I'll get off. My son's looking at purchasing his first house, and I get off the phone. And I go in to change my shirt or do something. I don't know. I must have got heated up or something. Well, anyway, you walk in and you see him as a 3 or 4 year old, and you're like, where did time go?
Yeah.
Just nuts.
No, I don't think I could do that. For me, that would be hard.
It is hard
because your master bedroom's supposed to be your love nest. I mean, where anything
that's where we made those
right where anything goes. But I think for me that would be hard to actually have those pictures in my master bedroom, because that's even though I love my kids, I love to look at them, I love their pictures, I think it would kind of quash the mood.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not looking at them.
No, but they're there, so I mean,
it's usually dark in there.
But and I'm not much of a decorator. If it was me, I'm a typical guy. The house would not be designed.
I'm just going to leave that one alone. That was a great setup, though. There.
Yeah.
Don says Pete was testing to see if anybody would care.
We're I think we're not the normal typical family.
Is there a typical family? Are the Gulfs a typical family?
I'm very big on keeping
every family
together.
Is different.
But I'm very big on family togetherness.
Yeah.
Whether we're just sitting there, not even really chatting. I want to get together. I want to be together. I want them to know that there's always an avenue. There's always time to talk, or Yeah.
Well, that's your now you've got wisdom because you're a grandpa.
Yeah.
That's the elder.
The wisdom. Elder in me. Yeah. But
So are you Grandpa Scott, or do you have like a different? Like,
we haven't decided. I'd like to be. I think I kind of like Pop. Yeah, or Papa. I don't know. We'll kind of leave it up to her.
You got to, yeah.
Leave it up to her. Whatever she calls me, as long as she doesn't call me asshole. I'll let her fly with it.
Hey, old man.
Hey, old man. Yeah, right. So, my wife has already nailed it down that she's Glamorous grandma. So
there you go.
So I said, well, then you need to live up to that. If you're going to be called Glamma, better make sure you're glamorous all the time.
And she does every day.
And she's going to have to get a lot of bling. She's going to have to do a lot of bedazzling.
A lot of bedazzling.
Yeah.
Well, there'll be a lot of spoiling for sure. I mean, I've already bought my granddaughter her first car.
What did you get her?
So it's a 1939 Bugatti.
Ooh.
Pedal car.
Okay.
It was handmade in France.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I couldn't pass it up. I mean, it's so crazy. I'm so nuts. You know me with cars and stuff like that. But it just came available. My wife showed it to me. I looked at that. I'm like, I got to have that. Pink. You know, I mean, I was kind of went back and forth with the pink because I don't want to push the girly, but, you know, it's just like, man.
Yeah. So what happens when you go to give her that car and she's like, I'm a boy?
How do you want to be? What is that? They did that shit when we went.
I'm
when
just
I took
saying.
my kid when we dropped Zachary off at school. They asked him, "Oh my God, how did they say? How do you want to be?
What are your pronouns or something?"
No. Just how do you
want to be identified?
Yeah, how do you identify?
Yeah.
I about lost my shit. I'm like, really? I'm like, what do you mean? How do I identify? He's a boy. He has a penis. He's got a beard. His name is Zachary. I identify as Zachary. It doesn't matter what else. You know what I mean? If he's into girls, he's into boys, he's into both.
I've seen women with nice beards.
Right. Yeah.
at the carnival and the circus many times.
Right? Yeah, the bearded lady.
I mean, what do you do? Your little angel goes, pop. I'm a dude.
Then you know what? You slap a sticker of Thor on the front of it and tell her go to town.
Right? Yeah, repaint it.
Something. Yeah.
Repaint it.
I don't know.
Put some mag wheels on it. But,
on the car. I was like,
not on the kid. Not on the kid. That would be troublesome.
Yeah, boy.
Well,
get back out there.
Yeah. Well, but so whatever she calls.
How do you identify Thor, the god of thunder?
Right. I'm Thor.
Right. But the one thing that I did, you bring up family, you bring up my vacation, you bring up all these things. I mean, honestly, none of that would be possible without all of our veterans, which this
true.
weekend signified, Memorial Day weekend, to remember all the people that have served for us, which I am huge on. And
I think it's all but 7 veterans.
All but 7.
There had to be a couple bad ones in there.
Oh, I'm sure there's quite a few bad ones, but you know what? They still put their lives on the line for us.
Somebody.
No, Don, we talk about anything and everything except politics on the ground.
That's right. Yeah, no, I think that's a fair question. I've got a network with a guy, and his teenage daughter, wants to be called Jim or something. I don't know, and and so he's trying to call her him.
Well, once again, remembering the people that died for us, so she can be called a him. I'm not sure I really.
And to me, it really doesn't matter. Call yourself what you want. I really don't care.
Okay. Go ahead.
I mean, be a turnip. I don't care. Whatever it is you want to be,
Just
go
be
be
you,
that.
be
Just be
productive.
used. Live your life. Be happy. That's kind of the key element there. If you're happy and it's not hurting anybody else, more power to you. Right. If your vision of being happy and your process of being happy just does no damage, no harm to anyone else, go do you, Jack.
Or Jill.
Or Joe.
However.
Or Joe or Jane or
right.
or Rupert the monkey boy. I don't know, whatever it is you might be.
Well,
right.
That's it. So we're going to Memorial Day. We remember all those who died for our freedom here in America. I know we have a huge listening audience all over the world.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, it's great. And of course, here in America, people are like, "Oh, we're getting some of our freedoms back." What do you say to that?
We're getting our freedoms back?
Yeah, I've heard that several times. Oh, yeah, for those
we've always
guys,
been
it's
free.
Good that we're getting our freedoms back.
It's how you visualize. It's how you view it. We've always been free. Have we been, have we been stifled? Absolutely. And more people than not have allowed the government to stifle them way more than they should. And but if that's what they choose to do, that's what they choose to do. The people that died for our country have given us the right, and given us the opportunity to choose what we want to do and not do.
So you can't have freedom without comparison.
Without comparison? Yeah. Why do you say freedom without comparison? I can be free no matter what. What would I compare my freedom to?
What is free? What does that mean?
To me, freedom is the ability to choose to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, where I want to do it, with who I want to do it, how I want to do it.
So everybody's got that in the world.
Everybody has freedom. It's what you choose to do with it.
So then why do we celebrate the military who killed a lot of people to say that they gave us our freedom? If everybody in the world has the ability to do that.
Well, it's a choice, isn't it?
Well,
because every single person in the world, if you're going to talk about freedom, and if you're going to talk about freedom is a choice. It's a state of being. And anytime someone says you can no longer do that, well, obviously you don't have a freedom, you have a privilege. But if you decide to live outside of a privilege that someone assigns or gives to you, then you are free, but you may deal with the consequences that dictators or despots or kings, queens, etc., decide to exercise on you for violating the privileges that they told you could have within the society they've designed. So our definition of freedom, I think, is much different. I mean, but here's the thing. Try never paying your property taxes and see how long you get to live in a house you own.
But freedom's a noun. It's not a verb.
So
you described it as a verb. It's a state of being.
Wait, a noun is a person, place, or thing.
No, freedom would be a thing. The state of being is the verb. State of being is the verb. Freedom is a noun.
So, but they fought for our freedom. So our freedom is our right to choose. Or
everybody has a right to choose.
Everyone has a right to choose, but in a dictatorship, you do not. In communism, you do not. No, you don't.
Sure, you do.
You know, you don't.
Sure.
How do you figure that?
No, you have the choice, but you will endure the consequences.
You'll pay for the consequences.
So you always have the freedom of choice. Can never, ever, ever be taken away. The illusion that it can is part of communism, socialism, etc., etc. But your choice may determine the action or reaction of those who look at your choice and say, "Nope, not here."
Right.
Hey, Don, help me out. What do you mean? I don't agree. Everyone in the world has freedom.
Good morning, Tim, by the way.
Hey, Tim, great burger. I had the El Santos yesterday for lunch. Absolutely delicious. Down at Pineapple Express, right on Green Street. Named after our good friend, Tim.
Nice. I mean, we have rules and we have laws that you have to follow that have allowed our country to, quote unquote, stay free. I mean,
right. And
you have to follow certain,
but that's
so people don't go nuts.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's a limited freedom.
We are saying we're defining our freedom as this is America freedom. Free. We're free. Home of the free.
And the brave.
And the brave.
No, and that's Don's kind of chiming in with you there on that. So
yeah, you're not necessarily free of what? You're free to make your own choices. You're free to do things. You're free to run a business. I mean, let's ask somebody across the pond. They've got freedom,
right?
They're not in shackles. They're not in prison.
You don't have to
They're
be shackled
free.
Not to be free.
They have bicycles that they can ride around town in. But they're free.
I wouldn't call being able to ride a bicycle free.
What
you have that's a choice.
But so is freedom. That's what we just said.
You think freedom is a choice?
Isn't that what we just said? The state of being.
It's the state of choice. Being. Freedom, the noun. You can choose freedom. No matter where you are, you can choose it.
Correct.
In the world. You could even be in prison and say, you know what, today I'm going to decide to be free.
Yep.
Now, you can exercise that choice and try and walk out. I don't know how far you're going to get. Because someone
they had freedom, but they went against the social law.
But again, social law, social rule, the construct of any society you live within, any nation is designed for that particular group. Everything that everybody's agreed, these are the rules we're going to live by. Those are the rules. Now, if you decide you don't want to live within the rules, that's your choice. You can be completely free of those rules. However, your choice may have reprisals exercised upon you by others because you did not conform to that particular society's or that particular societal region's rules.
And Don, everybody is confined by the words that they say. Everybody.
What he said, Don says, well, if you live in China, I don't think you are necessarily free. Then he says, is it freedom if you can be confined by words you say?
Absolutely.
Well,
everyone
yes.
is confined by words you say.
And here comes Gary. Good morning, Gary.
Morning. Welcome back, Scott.
Thank you. Yes, I am alive. I guess I should.
Yeah, I was just telling them that maybe I should just check with our immigration to check whether have you entered Singapore last week.
Maybe so. Now Don takes a left-hand turn and says, "Well, maybe liberty is a better word. Freedom from control, interference, obligation, restriction, hampering, conditions, etc. Power or right of doing, thinking, speaking, etc. according to choice." I'm just saying, Don, that is America. I'm confined. There's interference. There's obligation. There's restriction here in America.
Right.
Yeah.
There's basic
so
freedoms.
Right.
Basic freedoms. So maybe we should.
But Gary, you got basic freedoms, yeah?
We have a lot of things here. We have a lot of things, freedom here. It's only that we don't have the freedom to carry guns and shoot people.
You don't have what? I didn't hear that one.
The freedom to carry guns and shoot people.
Oh, we have the freedom to do that.
Or to sell drugs.
But then again, I think the word freedom is a very how should I say it can be a tripwire because the word freedom as defined in any dictionary, but when you go to every country has their own definition. Correct. Which is obviously based on the societal constraints, based on the history of that particular place, everything. So, but again, we always come back to the same. We always come back to the same question, same thing. Perhaps most Americans view the word freedom through the lenses of an American, as opposed to the lenses of the other countries in the world. So, I'll be honest with you, the freedom that Americans enjoy, compared to a lot of countries in Asia, I think a lot of countries in Asia would like to enjoy that freedom that Americans are having, but which Americans are saying is not free enough. So again, that's relative perspective. It's a relative observation from
and that's where this whole conversation started. I said you can't have freedom without comparison. Free. Yes. We're more free than
correct.
Russia. We're more free than China.
All right, now I follow that one. Right? Yeah,
that's
for sure. Right, and there are a set of rules and regulations to that freedom.
Right,
but we have a lot more choices and a lot more freedom than a lot of other countries. Are we constrained? And does our government, pushing the limits? Hell yeah! Sure. I mean, look at COVID. Sure. Yeah. This whole COVID thing. There was no freedom. You can't. They're telling you to stay someplace and do this, do that. And,
being part of the media, I was always free.
Yeah, right.
I was always free. I wasn't locked down.
Yeah, no, we never got locked down because we were considered essential because we're radio.
Right. Well, I mean, and with that, I mean, I was free the whole time. I kept living my life the same. I went to work. I woke up. I mean, I extended a courtesy to other people that really didn't understand what was going on as well as I think they should.
So Don says our problem in America, we appear to be trying to have freedom without responsibility. You're gonna have to go a little deeper with that one for me. Help me
without
understand
responsibility.
Yeah, help me understand that.
Well, we're responsible for ourselves and what we do and what we say.
I mean,
not what other
we don't have responsibility. I mean, if we had responsibility, we wouldn't be in trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars in debt. If we had responsibility,
that's our lack of fiscal responsibility because our politicians have no morals.
That's it. I'm just saying, right?
No, they want to spend. They just print more money, or
Yeah, well, our kids, my lovely grandbaby Everly is going to be one of the ones that really paid for that.
And Gary and I have talked about this, and Don,
humans will most likely be extinct before the United States debt gets anywhere close to paid down.
Well, they don't.
Seriously,
it's worry so much. Yeah. There is no debt because there's no amount of money that big.
No, yeah,
bro. That's
I mean, we keep printing it.
It's figurative. The U.S. debt is entirely figurative because yes, there is not enough literal cash in the entire planet
in the universe.
Yeah, so far as we know,
unless you borrow some from Bezos.
So. Gary and I have talked about that. Americans don't appreciate our freedoms, is what Don says. Well, yeah, because most Americans never leave America. They don't know what it's like in the Sudan. We don't know what it's like in
Probably
Brazil,
hot.
right? We all we compare ourselves to is, oh darn, these gas prices. I can't travel 2,000 miles in my car today, right? And meanwhile, and meanwhile, the guy in the middle of Africa is like, well, I hope there's enough grass for my elephant to eat as we walk.
So we can wander over to the watering hole.
Right.
Why do you have an elephant in the desert?
But I'm free to do that because I own an elephant.
What are you doing? Where's your lack of animal owner responsibility if you're taking an elephant through the damn desert? What are you doing?
Boy, this
We're
show
walking.
cracks me up.
We're walking.
Why? Why would you on earth as an elephant owner say, you know what would be a great idea? I want to take this giant beast that needs hundreds of gallons of water and an enormous amount of greens, and I'm gonna take him through the desert where there's none of that.
But listen, I don't have the choice to put him on a plane to get him over there.
Well, come on. There is a plane that can carry him. I mean, it's called a jumbo jet for a reason.
Right. And meanwhile, I got to protect him because some wise ass Americans out there trying to trophy hunt.
Well, and to your point, right? So I have been blessed because of our freedom, right? If you will, my right, if in my mind, to travel quite a bit abroad, right? And people do live quite differently. Yeah, I'll get to that one.
Yeah, hang on, Shana.
People do live very differently, and there are a lot of things, as I'll get to Shana's comment here in a minute, but inalienable rights, or so to speak, that we have here that we take for granted. When you go to a different country and you see how they live, and oh, this is great, it's cheap as hell for me to go out there and have fun, but you don't understand, it's all relative. Those people are working for 25 cents an hour, and it's a different area.
We'd like to talk with Nike about a sponsorship.
Yeah,
but it's one of those things, and until you've actually seen the other side, it's hard for you to really appreciate what you have or what you don't have.
That's correct.
Because when I come back, we go to Mexico once a year.
Yeah,
I love Mexico.
Never been there.
Those people work hard as hell and don't make a lot of money.
Yeah,
they still seem happy, but I know a lot of them are trying to get over here because they are looking for the American dream. But then they get over here.
It's a nightmare.
Well, right. Well, in some respects it is. But then they get over here and they realize that, they're working their ass off for, a lot more money than what they're making there. But it costs them a lot more money.
Yeah.
The cost of living.
Life. It's all relative.
Right.
You know, the Shana throws up a good comment right there. She says, Pete's clicked on it and I can't read it. It says,
there we go.
Aren't we in pursuit of a more perfect union, inalienable rights and all? It's a work in progress and a very new endeavor with the melting pot we are. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Shana. It is in pursuit of a more perfect union. We're always trying to get better every day, no matter what it is. I mean, the government makes it hard with some of the stupid stuff they do, but as people, at least for me and my family, we're always trying to better ourselves.
I think.
What countries don't allow chewing gum?
Here, over here, this side of the pond.
Really?
Okay, so I need to clarify on that. The ban on chewing gum came about way back in the 80s because I think you have similar problems in the US. People were taking gum and sticking it under chairs, spitting on the sidewalks, and they were jamming train doors with it. So our government legislated an entire ban. So I need to stress, you can eat chewing gum in Singapore. You can eat. You can have gum for personal consumption, but you are not allowed to import gum for retail. So there is no way that you can buy chewing gum from any shops in Singapore. You can get your own supply. We don't care where it comes from.
Thank you, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
So you basically go to then Amazon and order it and it gets shipped over to you and then you can sit at home.
So the freedom is we don't want to know and we don't care.
I
know nothing.
I know nothing. Colonel Klink. To me, that's just wild. The fact.
So there's no retail. So I need to stress, there's no retail of chewing gum in Singapore. However, if you go to pharmacy, you can buy what they call dental gum, which I think is quite popular in the US. But there are gum that's used to stimulate the muscles of the gums and the teeth to keep it strong and healthy, whatever reason that they have. But so you can't just go and buy a pack of Wrigley's. You can't sell it. But hey, you can go north to the next country. You could bring in a carton. If you can prove that it's for your own personal consumption, hey, we don't care.
We used to do that in prison.
See, that's something most people would never even think about. To us, that almost seems just ridiculous that you can't have chewing gum.
There are families and there are family units in the United States who don't allow chewing gum.
But then, I'm glad to say that.
That's their right to do that. But a whole government to say that a country can't
sell it.
We can't retail it. We can't retail it. So you can consume. There's no law against consumption, but you can't retail it now. So the result of this is that our streets do not have black dried spots on the pavement. We have no jams in buses under your seat. Your hair being caught with chewing gum on the back of chairs.
So we had a lot of people die in our world, so we could put gum underneath.
Gary, that's I say that's character. That's character on the sidewalk and stuck in your shoe. That builds character.
Yeah, and I mean, we learned at a very young age, just don't stick your hand under a chair or under a table at a restaurant or wherever you might be.
Well, that comes down
stick your hand under a desk
you could
in
take
school.
your shoe off. Never mind.
But then again, Pete, we want to have the freedom to stick our hand underneath the chair, but so we want to be free from
why? What's going on underneath the chair? What are you guys doing under chairs over there? That's my question now.
Right?
Hey.
Maybe we want that freedom too.
Chair dancing.
We still have the freedom to do that. You can do it. I wouldn't advise it. Now you can put your hand, I'm quite sure, under any chair or any desk in the studio here, because I don't think that there's been any, gum chewers who are moronic enough to
you may get dried boogers, but that's about it.
Anything goes.
Anything goes. But
all right. But that's what I'm saying is we in here in America have this weekend, a 3-day weekend, national holiday, Memorial Day, to remember those who fought
and died
for us.
There you go. Right? To keep America.
So
not for freedom. Everybody in the world's got freedom. That's why I say, we blur things.
So where do you think we would be if they didn't fight for us and didn't have us free?
Would we be any different? I don't know.
That's what I'm asking.
Well,
no.
I imagine at this point, had we not done what we did, we would probably be under, at least right now, probably under the control of Japan, the Japanese Empire, and or Germany. Germany is the only country who has proven time and again they don't play well with others.
However, they got a booming economy.
They do.
We did have one.
We
had one back before.
But I mean, Germany, every time when they said, hey, you know what, let's go to war, they didn't pick another country. They picked the world. As a tiny little country that's not much bigger than Wisconsin, I think we should go to war with the world. Everybody.
Let's just fight everybody.
We're mad at everyone.
We're pretty big with a lot of guys.
And everybody fought them back. And then, for the first time. And then the second time they said, we were kind of bored. Let's go to war again and let's choose, how about the world? And so at that point, I'm thinking maybe somebody should have gone along and said, you know what, Germany, you guys, you've proven a couple of times that you just can't get along with folks. How about, you're no longer a country.
That's right. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down.
We're just gonna, decide that. And that actually is a preponderance for me, is because the only reason to me to ever go to war is to win. You go to war to either defend and if you're going to war to defend, you're going to war to win, to defend yourself. But then why doesn't that, if you win, how come that then is not part of the United States of America or part of Germany or that's what the Roman Empire did. They just went blah, 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 blah. Now you're part of Rome. You're part of the Roman Empire. I think that was not because of winning. I think what the Romans did was more of conquering, which is a slightly different definition of the word winning. Well, yeah, but if you're going to initiate the war, then you are going out to conquer. So, why not take it? That you enjoy the spoils of war. Why is that not the standard anymore? Why when you win, or conquer, why don't you just take what you've defeated? That's yours.
I think maybe perhaps from the American psyche, from the history of the American psyche, I think conquering and being a colonial power wasn't really high on the agenda, as opposed to the European a psyche, which is more of establishing a colonial power across the ocean. So I think it's a bit of a different psyche on two parts of the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah. So war is a state of armed conflict between different nations or states or different groups within a nation or state. So it's not about conquering. It's just, hey, I don't like you. We got a little conflict, so we're gonna kill each other. There you go.
Sounds like reasonable.
There you go.
Yeah.
And really, the old
Sounds
saying.
like they need to go to counseling.
See, there's no motivation in that for me.
Right, but nobody wins in war. Just who loses less.
Right, who loses less, right. Yeah. It's, I mean,
well, the one who loses, yes, there is a winner, because if you defeat the people, they lost more. They're the losers. You're still going to lose if you go to war. If your intent is to kill and be killed.
What did you win?
That's my point. Why didn't you just take the stuff? That's what they used to do. That's what Rome did.
There's rules and laws to war. That's why we have
to make it more palatable.
War crimes.
The only reason that exists is to make it more palatable to the general public or the civilians who are going to get caught up. There's rules.
Yeah.
There's rules.
Or for somebody to start bitching on Facebook that they did it wrong.
Yeah, like,
Don says, Shane in Backsap says, hey, being gay is a death penalty in some countries. Is there another country more free? Is freedom necessary for happiness, though? Well, there's a lot of gays who've lost their life here in free America too. So we'll just put that out there because they were gay. So in a free society, right? I guess they were free to die because they're gay.
Well, you need. She said freedom necessary for happiness.
Nope.
What depends on what you consider happy.
Again, I think happiness is a state of relativity, depending on
happiness. I think is a state of mind.
Yeah.
I mean, do you need to be free? I mean, not necessarily. I mean, there's some people that are incarcerated that are happy as hell.
Yeah.
They get 3 squares a day, don't have to worry about work and doing nothing. Their boyfriend's sleeping next to them. I mean, just depends on what you consider. What makes you happy?
That's right.
What makes you happy doesn't necessarily make me happy. It's a personal choice, but you have that. Okay, I'll use that word again. That freedom to choose.
Oh, of course.
You have
people
died
for that freedom.
Maybe we should use the opportunity instead of freedom. How about the opportunity? So is freedom really an opportunity?
I think freedom generates.
I have the opportunity to choose.
I think freedom creates opportunity. It's not an opportunity per se by itself, but it creates the environment for opportunity for you to make your choices. And I think that's the distinction between freedom and opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. And Shana says, the winner is the one who profits at most. But what does that mean? That doesn't mean any, I mean, take in the Middle East, they've been at war since the biblical times.
Right.
But see, they are fighting over borders, over land.
It's a long ass war.
Well, nice piece of property, I guess. Yeah, location.
Right.
Right. But so I mean, it's for me though. You can go back and forth all day long with what freedom is.
You see what I'm saying? Then?
That's the thing is it's what's freedom to you might not be freedom. To me.
Because you make more money than me, you have more freedom.
That's bullshit.
Than I do.
That's bullshit. I make pay more taxes, which means I work a lot more, which means I have a lot more responsibility.
Which means you're free to go out and buy a Bugatti for your granddaughter.
Yeah. Right? Okay. Yeah. But
I'm not free to do that. I don't make as much money as you.
Well, you're not. You don't have to be free. You have to make that choice. Who says I've got money?
But
just
freedom
I own,
is a choice.
Just see, that's the one thing that drives me kind of crazy about perception in the world, right? Just because I own businesses doesn't mean I have money.
Oh, you got money.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
it just means that I have the opportunity, and I am trying, and I am pushing, and I'm not giving up, and I won't settle for somebody saying I can't do this. If I want to do it, I'm going to do it. I have the freedom or the opportunity to choose to do that. Doesn't mean that I have a ton of money.
Right.
I mean, people don't realize what it takes to open a business, to run a business,
Well,
to, you know.
Well, a lot of
they
people
have
think
no
they
clue.
can.
Right. Well, they think they can, but until they get into it.
fail within the first 2 years.
Right. They have no idea. I mean, you know, it's, Am I enjoying a comfortable lifestyle? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Do I sleep much? Some days. Oh, nice, Don. Thanks.
Yeah. That's the problem in the minute. No one has won. Yeah. When was the last war we won?
I don't know.
I don't think we've ever won one.
We even fought ourselves.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we don't. Again, I'm looking for the spoils. So, you know, to the victor goes the spoils. Well, we just don't apparently have a habit of taking spoils, at least not visible.
No, we're not Vikings.
Well, we should be.
Right. Go in. Here's what I want. Fight for it. Take it. Be done with it.
Yeah.
Beginning,
I'd
a middle, and
settle
an
for
end.
you go.
Right.
That's hilarious.
You'll say, really? Okay, I like that. You guys all see it. My wife says she settled for a you go. Now you can say lulls.
Lols.
Lol.
Well, you put the S in there.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Now you can
Lols.
say it.
Lols.
But you know, I mean, our freedoms has given me the opportunity to choose to work for myself, to open a business, to go on vacation with my family. I have that opportunity. Some people don't have that opportunity. Am I free? No, I'm not free. It's just like saying I have privacy. I don't have privacy. I've got this little thing right here. This this listens to everything you do, knows where everything you're at.
Yeah.
So is that freedom? No. But I choose to have this stupid thing.
Yeah.
Right? I pay a ridiculous amount of money to have this stupid thing every month so I can stay in touch with people and run my businesses. But that's my choice. I had the freedom to choose to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't have to.
No.
But I did because I did.
Yeah. I mean, do you choose every now and then to just turn the dang thing off?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I get into quite a few arguments with the family about that because when we go away or we're sitting around and they start picking up their phone, I get pissed.
Really?
You know? Yeah. I said, put it down.
See, I will turn mine, especially when I'm out with my wife. In fact, I'll take it just in case one of the kids or somebody calls or needs something. If they happen to not call her or whatever, because anyway, it doesn't matter. But I'll just give it to her and let her check it in her purse. And I'll get to it when I get to it. Well, because, you know, don't need it. Don't want the distraction.
It's not that you don't need it. I do need it. I could not do what I do with my businesses without having that phone.
At the moment,
but
when
it's
I'm out with my wife,
it's being able to detach from it.
When I'm with my wife, I want my attention on her.
Right.
I don't want it on the phone, so I
and
take it off of my body. So there's no.
And that's my argument. That's my bitch and my complaint when we go someplace and. You know, even though I'll say we start talking about something, then you'll want to grab the phone to look that up and see what it is. But time and place, turn it off.
Yeah.
To actually be you. I mean, I don't think there's so many kids these days that have no idea what it's like to be without an electronic device. Right. And, I did a job yesterday for a really nice family. And, both kids are walking around with these freaking tablets. The tablets are going the whole time. They're not even paying attention to them. And, a cardinal flew up to the window and I said, "Oh my God, that's beautiful." We started talking a little bit and, I asked the little girl, I'm like, "What do you like to do? What do you enjoy to do?" She's looking at her tablet. I'm like, as a kid, I used to go outside and just sit there and color or stare at dirt. Not stare at dirt, but, play in the dirt.
Matchbox cars.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, man. I made so many Hot Wheels cities in the dirt, dig roads and stuff.
Right. I didn't have something bombarding me nonstop with other people's lives.
Well, Don, I will say to your question there is that we've been together overall for about 30 years and she's still around. So apparently she doesn't mind it.
She does like heavy metal.
She's never told me.
She needs Pete to play the Power Hour list.
Yeah. She needs me to play the list because she will not get in front of a camera. So,
right. So when I said when was the last war we won, Don said World War II, like a good American would say.
No.
Right. However, basically, when you Google who won World War II, it doesn't say America. No. Basically, what happened, it was the on September 2nd, 1945, is when Japan announced its intention to surrender, cementing total victory in Asia for the Allies.
Yeah, it was the VP victory in Pacific Day.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, so with that being said, does anyone really honestly win a war? You don't.
Because that's correct. That's what I'm saying.
You don't win.
Right.
Did you come out ahead? Yes.
Who loses the
right? Yeah. Who loses the least? Right. So yeah, who comes out ahead? Just like
Germany, still Germany.
It's so. Have you ever read the game or read the book Finite and Infinite Games?
No,
It's not Simon Sinek that wrote it. He's a great author, by the way. Simon Sinek. He's got a book called out. Yes. It's called What Is Your Why?
Yes, he is.
What is your why? I think. But this book is called Finite and Infinite Games. Right, a finite game is something that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So it's there's rules, regulations. Start. You know what I mean? This is this. An infinite game really is life, and I've taught my kids my whole life that life is a game, right? There has rules.
I agree, Shannon.
But it's infinite. It continues to go. It never stops. There is no winners. There is no losing, right? It's not going to stop. You're born, you do all the stuff you want to do. It continues on, and the world's going to continue even long after you're gone. But how you play it while you're here and what you choose to play, once again, our freedom to choose to play the game, not to play the game. But it's like, saying life is a journey. It's not a destination, because anytime you finish one project, let's say, there's something else to go on to. So it's a journey. And that is, for me, that's been the hardest thing in my life to come to terms with, that it's not that destination. Because I've always been like, when I, because I have the freedom to do that. It's not, when I, it's, wait, I can do this today. Like you hear people say, I got to go to work today. No, you don't got to go to work today. You get to go to work today.
Yeah.
You woke up, you're healthy. You're, hopefully you're healthy. You're happy. You get to go to work and do what you want to do. You can choose. You have the freedom to choose, right? Realistically, a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't look at it as a freedom to choose to work at McDonald's or whatever. I have to because I'm uneducated. Then go to school.
So that's Ron Hostry, one of the original founders of 21/6 The Net, that was his coined phrase: is life is an adventure to be lived, not a problem to be solved. Right? Think about that.
It is absolutely.
Right.
I agree 1,000% with that one.
And we were on the winning team, Deke. Jeez, man. Thanks, Don. And Michael Jordan won 6 championships all by himself. There was no other buddy.
Don,
nobody
you
else
and Deke
around
need
him.
to get together for lunch after
He
this
won't
and really
win.
hammer it up.
I agree with Shayna.
Right.
Yeah.
It's lols now, Don.
Yeah.
Keep up.
Yeah.
Lols.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we should. Lols, put that on a shirt.
So I think one of the things that actually I think could help our world huge with looking at freedom and choices is if they could really look at every day or as their life at literally as a journey, right? I mean, every day is different, can be different, and can be thankful for the fact that they can make that choice this morning to do whatever they're doing. Because some countries don't have that choice.
But I'm going to bring it back to what Pete said at the beginning of this show. Now, this is how we round about this.
He said he knew where I was at and didn't tell anybody.
That's right, that bastard.
Well, I had forgotten.
Here's the issue. Here's
too much weed.
Here's the issue.
No weed.
Here's the issue. The issue is this. Man, none of these wars would have to happen if we would just let you be you. But I always have to try to say, I'm not happy with you being you. Yeah. So I'm going to punch you in the face or we're going to war, right? Listen, man, Singaporeans are different than Americans. That's great. Let them be. Yeah. Hey, you know what? People in the Middle East that are warring right now, you're different. Hey, cool. That's all right. It's okay to be different. Just be different.
That's what made the world right.
Let it be. Right? We get so, hey, you want to call yourself an ant today? We had an aardvark a few years ago.
We did, as a matter of fact. We had a person that attended Friday mornings with Pete who identified as an aardvark.
All right, when I'm past that, I don't even want to go into that little freaking.
But hey, that's you.
But that aardvark still came and sat down and had coffee and breakfast and talked to everybody else. It was a talking aardvark.
So that was an interesting journey in my mind.
Yeah.
But he says, so here's the thing with that, and my big thing, and we started this show out really, not this show, but the whole grounds thing about working with mental type stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Going deep.
Right. Going deep, which I want to continue to keep working on that, but
well, that's what these conversations.
What's the mental status of somebody that wants to be identified as an aardvark, and why are they at that point?
He's a writer.
Right, but what's their journey involved? I mean, what has put them to that point?
Right.
I do, because that person because that person is out there.
You don't even know who we're talking about.
I don't want to know who we're talking about, but I'm just
Why does it bother you?
Right.
It bothers me because
a human's not an aardvark.
Well, a human is not an aardvark, right? And
the same way a boy is not a girl is not a boy.
Square is a rectangle. Not all rectangles are square.
It doesn't.
They had the freedom to choose that.
So what?
I can't say so what on that one. It's just, for me, it's one of the things that it's. I just wonder,
and
because I want everyone to be happy, and that's one of my biggest
then
flaws.
let them be an aardvark and let them be.
But if you're trying to identify as an aardvark, there's to me,
I've eaten.
How can you? What's going on up there that you're really happy to want to be something that's not possible?
I think
Scott's going to disappear for another 2 weeks.
As a matter of fact.
But
I was supposed to disappear in another week again.
Brain. I'm sorry.
And,
no, I'm good. I love it.
And listen, Don. No, we should. I'm not saying we should have stayed out of World War II. I'm saying we didn't win it. We were part of a team.
Right.
We were part of a team. It wasn't a big America ripping out there, waving flags, and
there's a lot of things
taking
we
on the
shouldn't
world.
be doing.
We were part of a team, and without that team, perhaps we would not have been on the side that did not,
Well, actually, historically, the U.S. was not involved in the Second World War until Pearl Harbor made it.
That's correct.
Undeniable choice, actually.
Yeah,
correct.
And unfortunately, Pearl Harbor made it an absolute choice. Now, there's only a couple minutes left here, 4 minutes left. I love what Eddie Izzard said and did.
Eddie, the great comedian.
I love that guy. Absolutely love that guy. But on the British Empire and how they actually did go out and conquer the world simply with flags. Because they went over to India, a remarkably larger country, a remarkably larger country than all of the United Kingdom slapped together. And they said, oh, well, we're coming over to conquer you. And they said, well, you can't. We live here. And they said, well, no, we put our flag here, so it is now ours. Do you have a flag? Well, no, we don't need a freaking flag. We live here. Oh, no flag, no country. It's ours. I mean,
it's the same. It's the same here. I mean, we were also colonized by them, Singapore. So they just came here, slapped a flag on it, and say, "You're ours." And everybody was like, "Yeah, but
yeah, but we live here, so no. How about no, you crazy bastards?" I think maybe we should.
And that's actually okay.
If I know you and I talked once upon a time about being co-kings or co-presidents or whatever.
Yeah.
If I were in that capacity, you'd probably have to rein me in, because if we ever went to war, it would be because I wanted to plant a flag and say that's not part of the United States of America. We won.
Well, we melted an entire country.
Yeah. So
and we didn't go
everywhere. Anywhere I would go, I would just get off of Air Force One and plant a flag.
We melted.
There'd be no discussion.
We melted people, buildings, and whatnot.
Too much stuff that's gone on in that's gone on in the past that should not have gone on, but we can't change it. But the thing that we can change is today and tomorrow. We can respect the people that did die for us. That's it. Right? I mean, so go love everybody. Change
gave all. They gave all.
They gave everything. They gave the most ultimate thing, and that was their life. So you know what, guys? Give love. Yeah. Give life. Help someone else with their journey, because you have no clue what's going on in their head. With that being said, I want to kind of throw a quick shameless plug out there. McHenry Indoor Theater, Downtown Theater, we have indoor venue where tonight we actually have two comedians that are military veterans. One Bobby Henline, and the other, I am so sorry, cannot remember his name.
That's what makes it funny.
Right, we do still have some tickets available. They are both military vets. One was blown up in a Humvee by an IED, right?
Yeah, IED.
There are still tickets available. We do have the live events going on tonight and tomorrow, and check our website. Come out, support them. People, thanks for coming in, listening to our show every day. Go out there, show love, spread love, and remember, you can't change yesterday. We can only change tomorrow.
If tomorrow ever comes.
Well, all right, then we can change today. I love you all. Be good. Be safe.
Be present.
Don, have a good one.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Thanks,
all right, guys.
Gary.
Love you all.
See you next week.
Yes. Send me that good news. I think we need to go with, I think we need to go.
Hey man, just switch it off. Don't eat it from the trough. Sure, you can stuff your face, but you've been